Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. This is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, your host for today. And now for your latest on the hit list. On to football news. In the Debmarine Namibia Premiership football season is far from decided following twist in Sunday's matches. African Stars went into the weekend looking like they might just put daylight between themselves and the chasing pack, but only ended the weekend on 53 points. Ongos FC 3-1 defeat to UNAM on Friday and Stars 1-0 win over Eshoke Chula Chula on Saturday may have given the Reds hope of holding on to their title with 5 matches to go. The log leaders, however, squandered a chance of increasing on their lead by losing 1-0 to mighty Gunners at Oshiwarongo on Sunday. Instead, Ongos, who appeared to be losing ground on Stars, rejuvenated their hopes by taking a 1-0 win over Life Fighters at the Independence Stadium on Sunday. They are currently in third with 5 points behind African Stars, while also having a game in hand which could narrow the margins provided they win it. Khomas Nampo FC, who also looked as if they had considered the title chase to Stars weeks ago after back-to-back defeats, have risen again after collecting 6 valuable points. The police team has carried the pace-setter tag for most parts of the season, and with just 2 points separating them from African Stars, they are still in a position where a fairy tale triumph in their debut season is likely. Young men between the ages of 18 and 35 years are encouraged to apply to become a referee in the newly launched Namibia Rugby Referee Academy. A structured pathway has been laid out in conjunction with the South African Rugby Union and the Namibia Rugby Union. In the rugby-loving Namibian nation, we have one big frustration with referees. Most are not close to international standards, causing local school and senior rugby teams not to only be frustrated, but to be uncertain of what they can and cannot do in certain situations on the field. This has detrimental effect on the success of Namibian rugby teams from school to senior teams. Sometimes provincial and school teams from South Africa express concerns about playing in Namibia because of the substandard of refereeing. A statement from the union reads. And now on to the All-Africa game. Another bronze medal for Namibia in Ghana was added by discus thrower Ryan Williams last night. The 23-year-old national record holder took third place with a best effort of 55.42 meters, still some way short of his personal best of 61.15 meters, set almost a year ago in Potchefstroom. Williams' best on the night was only beaten by South Africa's Victor Hogan, 62.56, and Algeria's Kenosoi Osema, 59.97. The bronze medal, the overall fourth for Namibia at the Games, does not change the country's current 17th position on the medal standings. Extreme Steel Shooting Namibia hosted their second league event at Swartstad near Mariental last weekend. Ultra-long distances are the focus of this sport. In the sport, more emphasis is also placed on the team event than the individual categories. The magnum or larger caliber or non-magnum for smaller caliber than 7 mm. The steel targets last Saturday were placed at the following distances: 1.58 meters, 2, and that is 114.18 meters, 3, 755 meters, and 4, that is 805 meters, 5, 793 meters, 6, 935 meters, 7, 817 meters, 8, that was 1003 meters. The top results were Magnum Classic individuals maximum 400 points was Matthias Dupree's 345 points. 2 was Gunther Jacobs, 340 points, and third was Jonas van der Merwe, 335. Uwe Brockman just came in third with 330 in that competition. We will visit the marketplace before we return again with the hit list. Stay tuned.
From the day you were born and welcomed until your pensioner years on this earth, Your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
And on to news that is from neighboring South Africa. The under-17 national team head coach Shakes Malembu and player Robin van Wyk spoke to Zone Team yesterday about their preparation for the upcoming exhibition matches next week against German regional team Westphalia in Swakopmund. And Khobaba's Malembu expressed satisfaction with the team's progress, while Van Wyk shared excitement about the opportunity to represent his country. Here are the videos prepared by MyZone for the team.
We are still busy with the trials. We have assembled a team of 35 players, but then we increased the number to 40. We invited some boys from all over the country. These boys, we assembled them through the Debmarine Under 15 tournament that was hosted last year. So, and that's where the boys are coming from. And it's quite a formidable group of young players. And from 40, we are going to stream the team to 20, and 20 is the number that we would like to take.
Okay. Coach, can you just give us a rundown on the fact that you guys have gotten players from different backgrounds? Can you just tell us how the players have been adapting to the training, and especially players from the disadvantaged areas?
Yeah, for this week, we are going to do a lot of running just to get the fitness at a certain level. The boys have not been playing football as usual. They have, when you look at their age, they're supposed to play quite a lot of games. But so far at school and at academies or at club level, they have not been playing quite a lot of football. And that has become a challenge. So for us, our duty is to identify the potential players and build those players, give them chance to play football. And that is the foundation actually that we laid for each and everyone in Namibia.
First of all, my name is Robin van Wyk. I'm the 17 international from Namibia. And so we've been training for 3 days now. Everything has been going well, the preparations are going good. And we're ready for the Germans as well. Training is intense and everything.
And how long have you been preparing yourself, prior to the call-up?
Since the year started, because when we found out that we were going to play against the Germans again. So then we have been working the holidays and everything. We got club, on my own as well. So I've been working on myself.
You've quite backed up a few caps yourself. You're part of the team that flew to Germany last year and played against a few teams. So just tell us how it feels to be back in the team and how you're finding yourself here.
I've got a couple of caps now, maybe 7 or so, because I've been in national team since Malawi, in Kosovo. So I was in Germany. It was kind of hard for us because we weren't really prepared, and we lost a couple of games, most of it. And so we're kind of prepared now for them, and we know what to expect from the Germans as well. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, you guys are about 35 to 40 players. Just tell us how the intensity in the training camp has been. Is there huge competition around?
Since the training camp started, it has been intense because, of course, each and every player wants to make the team. Everyone is giving their all in the team, so the intensity has been high. Everyone is giving their 100%. So basically making it hard for the coaches to select players. Yeah.
Netball Namibia's team bounced back nicely after losing their opening match at the Africa Under-21 World Cup qualifiers happening in Pretoria against Malawi by 23-48. Yesterday, the Baby Desert Jewels recovered in spectacular fashion to win their game against Tanzania by 38 points. Namibia dominated matters from the first whistle, establishing an early lead of 11-2 in the first quarter. They maintained their momentum throughout the game, entering the halftime break with a convincing score of 26-5 advantage. After the halftime break, Namibia remained firmly in control, widening their lead to 42-10 before ultimately sealing the victory with a final score of 55-17. And on to rugby news. The opening weekend of the Namibia Rugby Union's Premier League for 2024 is done and dusted. We saw both of last year's finalists, Trustcore United and FNB Wanderers, losing their first matches away at the end of round 1. FNB Riobo's first team find themselves at the top of the log following their big win by 50 against Simonia Storm Dolphin. Let's hear from the coaches.
Ek dink jy hoef jou kop te sakkie. Jy het nog gesien wat wag op jou en natuurlik ook die verskil. Sy kom van die see af en sy kom in die hitte speel. Dit is 'n aanpassing, maar ek dink David daar wag harde werk op jou.
Ja. Nee, dat definitief harde werk wat voor lê. Hierdie manne is verwelkom aan die Premier Liga. Is die eerste keer vir 'n paar van hulle om ooit op 'n Premier Liga wedstryd te speel. Dis nog nie 'n verskoning nie, maar is 'n learning curve en ons het geweet dit gaan moeilik wees. Ons het geweet die manne sal uitbrand voor die game klaar is want dis warm en die lug is dun. So ons het, ek is regtig waar ek is beïndruk. Ons set pieces het uitstekend gewerk. Daar's 'n paar goed wat regtig vir ons goed gewerk het waarop ons kan bou. En daar's klomp goed wat ons kan leer. So ek is optimisties.
Ja, ek dink ook hulle het julle 'n bietjie gevang met die begin. 'n 3 binne die eerste 5 minute en met die omdraai na halftyd weer 'n 3 binne 5 minute.
Ja nee, dis al nie die slegste tyd om 3 af te staan. Maar weer eens soos ek sê, ons het 'n paar goed baie goed gedoen. Nie een van hulle se 3 het gekom uit behalwe die een lekker move wat hulle daar gehardloop het. Die meeste van hulle se 3 gekom uit loose play. Hulle het nie fases gebou en gaan geskor nie. Hulle het 'n bal deurgeskop en gaan geskor of 'n crosskick en gaan geskor. So ek is glad nie teleurgesteld in die boys nie. Dis moeilik, as dit gebeur gaan moeilik wees. En die manne leer. So ek is tevrede.
En ek moet sê ek dink julle het die tweede helfte meer in hulle helfte gespeel as in julle helfte, maar julle het net nie gebruik gemaak van die kans.
Ja, ons het geleenthede geskep wat ons nie gebruik van gemaak het nie en ek het met die manne daaroor gepraat in voor die game. Ons longe gaan nie hou nie, so die geleenthede wat ons het moet ons benut en ek dink dis die een groot nadeel. Ons kon net 'n paar goed net die finish nie.
Ja, absoluut. Ek meen vir ons vir my wat nou na 'n lang sabbatical tyd het ek nog weer teruggekom en ek het kom help en gevra so as baie werk wat hier moet wees. Ons oefen in die aande en baie swak beligting. Ons het nou 'n sponsor gekry vir ligte, so ons kan dan 'n bietjie later oefen. Ons sal begin 'n bietjie later oefen, maar as definitief ons voorsien dood te staar in die telling wat ons vandag opgesit het. Daar is baie werk wat daar moet gedoen word om hierdie klip 'n baie smooth running rugby te gee. En ek haal my hoed af vir Dolphins wat ook regtig 'n goeie fight opgesit het vir hierdie game en ek glo hulle sal ook later hulle se voete vind in die Premier Liga.
Ja, en as jy ook dink dit moes vir hulle seker 'n aanpassing gewees het om aan hierdie weer te kom speel, né?
Ja, die hitte was definitief 'n faktor, nie net vir hulle nie, maar vir ons ook, want die weer was vandag baie warm geweest.
Ook is daar nog enige iets wat jy wil sê wat vir jou wag op die Premier Liga? Want almal ken vir Jood Opperman en almal sal vir Jood wil wen, nie vir Rebo, nie vir Jood.
Ja, ek dink ons het 'n baie hoë heuwel wat ons moet opklim, maar soos ek altyd sê, daar's niks wat onmoontlik is nie. Die pad sal vir ons weer iewers op 'n kos die pad reg wees en dan sal 'n smooth hardop so Wanderers, United, UNAM wat 'n baie sterk span is, 'n span wat ons glad nie wegkyk as ons na die rugby toe kom.
En jy het myself ook vir Dolphins 'n paar jaar terug afgerig, né?
Yes, ek het hulle die reserve die gehad, ek het hulle die beker laat wen ook, ja.
Okay. Nee, dankie Jod.
Baie dankie.
Your life could change at any second, but you'll never know until you take the chance. With sports betting, number games, and online casino gambling, JSB is your best bet. Will you be Namibia's next instant millionaire? Place your bets easily online at jsbsports.bet or at any JSB location nationwide. We'll take you to the action anywhere, anytime. JSB, where the next instant millionaires come to play. Strictly no under 18s. JSB supports responsible gambling. Winners know when to stop.
The spotlight this week is on upcoming boxer Peter Kotte, who squares off against Philippos Shikongo in the MTC Sunshine Next Big boxing event taking place at the Ramatex in Windhoek, that is in April. We spoke to Kotte and his coach Gino Chiappini on his boxing journey and what he has planned for the future. Enjoy. Okay, gentlemen, you may introduce yourself. Mr. Kotte, I know that you're in for a big one at the MTC Sunshine Boxing Promotions event that's taking place. Well, you can have the honor to introduce yourselves.
I'm Peter Kotte. I will be fighting on the 27th of April. It's a Saturday, and we hope to see all of you there.
My name is Gino Chiappini. I am Peter's head coach. I have been operating boxing gym since 2019. Peter has been with me now for 2 years, a little bit more than 2 years. It's really hard for us to get fights at amateur level. So Mr. Nestor Tobias has graciously agreed to provide us with a fight on his undercard of his world title bout, which will also feature 2 Africa titles. And Peter will be on that card in an exhibition bout, still as an amateur. No professional yet, but just to get some ring experience in front of a big crowd, it's gonna be a fantastic night.
All right, Peter, can you just tell us when did you start develop the love for boxing and why boxing?
So I grew up in a rugby household, but since grade 8, I always knew I wanted to do boxing. My first boxing match I watched was, I think, Deontay Wilder against Tyson Fury, and since then I wake up in the morning, every time there's a fight, a big fight, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I watch the fight. And then in grade 10 I went to Coach Gino at the gym, and I just fell in love from there.
Coach Gino, we know that boxing in this country is one of the things that has really developed, and we have seen a lot of champions. What aspirations do you have for Kotte?
Yes, definitely for a population of 2 million people to have 4 world champions is pretty extraordinary. If you also see the humble beginnings that all of those champions came from. Peter started with me relatively late at 17, but it's still young for us. I mean, I started boxing at 21. So Peter has a lot of potential. He's the hardest worker in the gym, always. And with hard work and dedication, in the next few years, Peter can go through the levels: Africa champion, European champion, international champion, and of course the main goal is to become world champion. But while we're still amateur, our main goal will be the next Olympic Games in 2028.
Looking at a guy like Peter, nicely built, quite a big guy, you would say, and he's just going to grow bigger. What are some of the weight divisions that you would be looking at for him to do in the future?
At the moment, Peter is fighting at the light heavyweight limit, which is 81 kilograms. But he's only getting bigger, as you say, and it's natural for boxers to move up in weight as they get older. So for now, I would like to keep Peter anywhere between 75 and 81 kilogram. And then as he gets older, more mature, grows into his man body, because he's still a far away from his man body, then we will definitely go maybe cruiserweight, bridgerweight, heavyweight. I mean, if you look at South Africa boxing legend Gerrie Coetzee, who was heavyweight champion, he started as a light heavyweight and went through all the weight classes as he progressed.
Yes. Look, it's always important for a boxer to grow through these ranks. What are some of the things that it takes to bring this guy to that level? What would be required from him?
A lot of hard work. I mean, it's in experience. It's hard for us to get fights here in Namibia, but we're hoping to get as many as we can. Maybe 10 this year would be our goal, and then we can maybe branch out to South Africa, Zimbabwe, Ghana, see where there are fights available, because it's hard for us at our weight class. There are so few guys here in our weight class. I mean, when I was amateur, I used to fight the same 3 guys each year, you know. So it's just experience. Amateur doesn't really mean anything. You win some, you lose some. It's only 3 rounds, so there's not a lot you can do. I think as Peter progresses in the rounds, it will suit more his style, you know, going into the rounds. 3 rounds is not a lot of time to work. But definitely the future, Peter has every possibility to become a world champion.
All right, Peter, you have a fight coming up, and it is going to be against another guy that I don't think have you fought him before?
Oh, no, I haven't fought him.
All right, how does it feel? Are you nervous? Are you looking forward for it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward for the fight. No, I'm not really nervous. If I'm nervous, I don't fight well. I don't perform as I should. So I'm trying to stay calm. Not knowing how my opponent fights or not knowing how he trains, it's fine with me. He should train as hard as he can. I train as hard as I can. If he stops me, if I stop him, it's who trains the hardest, who wants it more, who fights in the ring, not outside.
Definitely. Will this be your first fight, or have you already been in action before?
No, this will be my 9th fight.
And how many have you won in those 9?
I've won 7 and lost 1.
Wonderful stuff there. You have a great future ahead of you, as you can see from your coach, quite confident. How has the response been in terms of the public sponsorships and all that? I mean, because it definitely requires a lot to have a boxer of that caliber go through the ranks and actually develop into a superstar.
Yeah, like first of all, the confidence thing. It's not false confidence. It's not confidence that just falls out of the air. It's confidence that comes from hard work, from sparring real guys. You know, we go to Sunshine. Peter is still amateur. He's sparring with Africa champions, you know, every week. That's where that confidence comes from. To go in a ring with a guy who has 20 pro fights and 18 knockouts, and you spar him every week, that gives you confidence to go in with any amateur guy, regardless of the level. You know, you've put the sword in the fire, and that's the only way to succeed. As regards to sponsorships, it's a struggle for us. I fund the gym mostly by myself. All of the equipment and the punching bags, everything is self-funded. We're still in desperate need of a ring. That's the only thing we're still missing from our gym. So Mr. Nestor Tobias has been gracious enough to allow us to go and spar at his gym with his guys. He has a few big guys for us, so that's great. But definitely we will let our performances speak for themselves, and hopefully that will garner the sponsorship that we need in future.
Most definitely in future. Well, any words to the fans that need to come and watch Mr. Kotel on that fight?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for everyone to come and see the sport of boxing, especially with the 2 big fights and the co-main event and the main event. Even if you don't know much about boxing, just come and watch. It's always nice to learn something new, watch something new. And I'll also be fighting there as an exhibition fight. So come and support us as a team, as Namibians, and just enjoy the night.
Thank you. Tino, any last words?
Yes, please come out the 27th in your numbers, make a lot of noise, get into the spirit of boxing. It's a great card. The main event, Philippus Energy will be fighting for the #1 spot to contest for the world title in his weight class. John, Africa Super Middleweight Champion, will also be fighting, and Charles Shimina, African Super Welterweight Champion, will also be fighting. And then Peter will be the 4th last fight on the card, just preceding the 3 big title fights. So a lot of action, a lot of drama, and definitely some knockouts.
Well, what a stage to be in, Peter. Being part of a world title fight that will be taking place, and you are part of that, I think it is quite a good start and a good step. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. That is all we had for you today. Catch the Sport Rep Show tomorrow at the same time and place. Goodbye.